A lot of changes have been made in this corner of my room, most recently a complete makeover. And with that, I've had a lot of time to feel out what products I like and don't like to ensure everything at my desk serves a purpose. So here are 9 desk accessories that are actually worth buying and will improve your setup's functionality, aesthetic, and productivity. As you're watching the video, if there's any product that catches your eye, I'll have links down below in the description to everything I mentioned in today's video. Also, if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying the content that you're seeing, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. And with that being said, let's get into it. Starting off at the number 1 spot, while this was hard for me to decide which one I should put first, I feel like this product makes the most sense as it's what I use on a daily basis. And that's a wireless charger. This did make the cut from my previous setup as it really is that helpful and useful. And the reason I say this, considering the fact that so many people hate on these because of their slow charging speeds and lack of flexibility, is because of the freed up space and the convenience that it brings me at my setup. Now, it does come in at a price point of $190, and the option I decided to go with was the walnut finish with the steel base. One small attention to detail that I really like about this is it's very heavy. And while you may be thinking, how is that even helpful? The reason it is because when I pull my phone off, I'm not pulling the wireless charger with it. Unfortunately, this is just the stand, and you do have to buy the MagSafe charger separately. And that is one upgrade I need to make, as I'm still using the first generation MagSafe charger. I will link some other options that are a lot more inexpensive and won't break the bank down in the description if you are interested in checking those out. At the number 2 spot is a good quality keyboard. I currently own more keyboards than I actually need, and because of that, I've been able to have extensive testing both at my gaming setup and productivity setup. Here's what I've learned to help you pick the right one and the current ones that I use. I used to think I needed a 100% keyboard with a numpad and all the function keys to be able to edit as efficiently as I possibly could. And that's just not the case. The sweet spot in my eyes is anywhere from a 65% layout to an 80% layout. And the reason I say that is because within that range, you're still getting arrow keys and all your function keys. Plus, you're saving desk space, which for someone like me who has a small corner desk, I need everything I can get. For the longest time, I used my custom-built drop TKL keyboard, which unfortunately just went out on me within the past few weeks. As I've been forced to make a switch, I decided to go to a 65% layout from a keyboard company called Highground. If you've ever watched any of my content, you've seen me make videos on a lot of their products before, and that's because I genuinely love and back what they produce. As of now, I cycle between 2 different keyboards, both in the orange colorway. I can't decide between their Cell Shade 2D and their newest drop being the Topaz with the Silent Glacier switches. Both perform and aesthetically look beautiful in this setup, so let me know in the comments which one I should keep as my daily driver. Also, if you're interested, feel free to use code Jaden as you'll get a percentage off at your purchase. At the number 3 spot is my mouse. For years, I was stubborn and didn't think I needed a productivity mouse until I bought one. The one I'm currently using is Logitech's MX Master 3S. And for the past 6 or 8 months, this has been my daily driver at my setup. I've always been a big fan of Logitech products, so this seamlessly just integrated into the ecosystem that I was already used to very well. Some of my favorite things are the horizontal scroll wheel to be able to scrub through my editing timeline, a customizable scroll wheel. This is also really helpful as somebody who edits for hours on end, as well as the side programmable buttons and the other one near my thumb. The beauty of all of this is I can set custom profiles inside the Logitech software, and I could also set a profile for my editing software, DaVinci Resolve, so all my binds perfectly just switch over with the click of a button. Not to mention, it has a super long lasting battery life up to 70 days. A lot of people have asked me if I like the ergonomic design, and as somebody who's really only come from gaming mice, I love it. A bonus accessory is a good quality mouse pad. I've tested wool, cloth, and glass mouse pads, and the one I'm currently using is from a company called the Mousepad Company. As a car enthusiast, they were one of the few companies that had really cool, high quality car designs, and I really liked. Not to mention they have good quality stitching and amazing texture that won't give your arm any irritation. So if you'd like to check them out, I'll link those as well as some of my other favorite recommendations in the description. Next on this list is a monitor light bar. If you spend countless hours at your setup both day and night, you need to get one of these. The one that I currently own is from a company called Quintus. So it comes with this wireless dial that allows me to adjust the brightness, color temperature, and backlight. If you're unfamiliar with how they function, they reduce eye strain by minimizing glare and providing an even, focused illumination without causing screen reflections. This seems to be a common misconception that they completely butcher the quality of your monitor because they add this ugly glare, and that's just not true. They're also super easy to install as they just simply clip onto the top of your monitor. It also makes for a really nice aesthetic change as it lights up your entire setup. Next on this list is something you may never expect, but it's a notebook. I picked up an Amazon Basics one for around $15, and it's been one of the best investments I've made at my desk setup. I don't know about you, but typing things into my Notion or Google Docs tends to kind of limit my creativity at times. And there's just something about writing down my concepts, scripts, deadlines, daily tasks, and ideas by my hand in a notebook. I tend to remember a lot easier what I need to do throughout the day. One of my favorite things is sketching up future thumbnails, and by no means am I an artist, but visually getting what's in my head on paper just feels a lot different versus writing it on an iPad or drawing it on a laptop. If you tend to feel creatively stuck or just want a different way to organize things, I highly suggest you pick one up. Next is my ultra-wide monitor. There's just something about editing on such a large display that I absolutely love. If you're like me and came from an HDR or IPS display, OLED is so good it's hard to describe. It's bright, vibrant, and has amazing color accuracy. Not to mention, it's lightweight and has super thin bezels. I understand that OLED monitors are definitely not cheap by any means, but they are definitely worth what you pay for it, even though it might seem like an outrageous price in your mind. Segueing from that, something that's not actually on my desk is my IKEA Pegboard. First, they're very inexpensive, and second, they come with a lot of accessories and things that you can attach to these. For now, I store things such as my microphones, windscreens, cables, and RGB controls for easy instant access for things that I consistently use every day. I got my design from Pinterest, but I've seen a lot of other creators merge them and come up with some really cool designs, so they're really fun to play with as well. With audio being arguably one of the most important aspects to a setup, and as a creator for my videos, for my updated makeover, I decided to go with the Rode PodMic USB. I have used the Rode PodMic XLR since the day that it launched. The beauty of this version is it can be used both as a USB mic and XLR. The reason I decided to go for this as someone who normally wouldn't do this is because I didn't need an audio interface. But with being in such a small setup and lack of space, I had to be as efficient as I possibly could. So whether I'm in meetings, calls, or just doing a simple voiceover, I can pull it towards me and then put it back when I'm done. Lastly is my ANKER docking station. With my MacBook powering my entire workstation, this is a must-have. I did it before and I don't recommend it as I used up every port and it had so many USB accessories. Some of my favorite things are the multi-display capabilities, with it supporting up to 3 4K displays, and its high-speed data transferring, moving things from my SD card to my hard drives, which I edit off of. It's also very powerful, keeping up with my M3 Max MacBook Pro and everything else I have plugged into it. With 13 ports, including Ethernet, audio, and SD card slots, it literally is the perfect option. I'd like to add 2 more little bonus ones that definitely exceeds the 9. I'll quickly talk about this as this doesn't improve my productivity, it just looks nice. So in my setup, I currently use a floating light bulb, which is such a cool little corner desk accessory I love. I also use a Govee rope light and the Govee glide wall light in the corner. For myself that lights up my car poster, I have 2 puck lights, which I don't recommend. I bought them off Amazon at a relatively inexpensive price, and I wish I would have spent more. When I turn them on, they tend to start dimming after 15 minutes, even when the batteries are fully charged. They're just cheaply made out of plastic and definitely are a high quality product. My last little tip that you definitely don't want to hear is do your cable management. All I use is a power strip and 2 trays, and that's it. Do it as it looks good and gives you peace of mind. There you have it, my 11, more like 12, I think, desk accessories that I guarantee you will improve every aspect of your productivity. With that, I hope you found this video helpful and informative if you're redoing your setup or completely building it from scratch. I'm really pushing for 100,000 subscribers, so any support really helps. And with that being said, thanks for watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next one.